Welcome to the Hard Knocks podcast, where we dive deep into the door-knocking industry, the grind, and the grit it takes to succeed. This is the show for the ones who've been told no more times than they can count, but keep showing up anyway. Today, I have one of the most specialist guests in the house tonight. I've got Brinson Zandi, the guy that has set a record pretty much in Texas. Most people have not experienced doing $3.4 million in residential sales. I've known Brinson for a very long time. I've known him at the bottom. I've known him at the top. This guy is the true definition of what a come-up story is. And he is on the show today, so we're going to get into it. What's up, Brinson?
What's up, man? Happy to be here.
Yeah, man. $3.4 million in sales, man. A lot of guys go, how did he do that? I really want to just take this back to when you started in roofing. Did you think that you were going to be the top dog?
No, I mean, when I first started in, I knew you, my brother, that I seen some success. And I really just thought, that it's something that I'd try out.
Yeah.
I've always been in sales of some sort or another, but I was just gonna give it a shot. But I mean, I did pretty well in my first year, but 24 is when I really had made the decision to be top dog.
Yeah. You had the belt every single month that year.
Yeah.
But your story wasn't easy, right? Because
No.
when you got into this, you had some things with the state of Texas. You couldn't be as available as possible, right? And a lot of people have those issues, man. They have a lot of things going on in their life, right? Talk to me about how you used your time effectively and how you were able to make that first year work for you.
Ooh, well, the first year, I mean, when I got into roofing, I didn't have a vehicle. I didn't have really anything saved up.
Yeah.
I didn't really have anything. I had a program for the state of Texas, so I had to do that 4 days a week, classes, and then had court twice a month. So I told you when I first started, just give me a shot. I won't ask for leads. Won't ask for any draws.
Yeah.
But just give me a shot, and I'll get out there and grind when I can. So, I mean, I use my time effectively on the days I didn't have classes. I used my weekends, and then I just carpooled with mainly Nate. So shout out Nate.
Nate the Great.
A lot
What's
of my
up,
success has to do with Nate, man. He was always available.
He's a grinder.
He's
a grinder. He knocks more doors than anybody, man. He's relentless.
Yeah.
You played some games, though, in your head, right? You put some barriers on there. I remember you were like 50 doors a day. That was like your commitment, right? Like, talk to me a little bit about that.
Yeah, I mean, so when I first started in it, I would say 50 doors a day. That's when I first started.
Yeah.
Because I noticed if I hit 50 doors, I'm not going to go home without a claim.
Right.
So and that was 2023. So my tactics kind of changed up in 2024. But when I initially started, I knew that if I hit 50 doors, I was going to get some good conversations. I was going to get some inspections, and I was always working areas that had good hail damage, so I knew I'd get something.
Yeah. 100%. Why do you think that was important for you?
Well, it was just accountability for one, because I mean, 5-10 doors into a lot of guys, they want to go home. They got some doors slammed in their face. They got guys telling them to go get a real job.
Yep.
But if you just set that goal for 50 doors, I'm not going to go home, no matter if I have bad luck or no matter how the homeowners are, or if I don't get anyone to the door type of thing. I'm just going to get that 50 doors. And granted, that was 2023. 2024, I kind of switched it up. My mindset changed.
Trademark some stuff. Now we have the hashtag till dark. Right? That's when it changed in 2024. Tell me how you transitioned from 50 doors a day to that.
Well, so in September of 2023, I was 5 months in it. I would knock that 50 doors a day, but in September of 23, I got in a motorcycle wreck. Crushed my pelvis, hit my head pretty hard, and I couldn't walk for 3 months. Had reconstructive surgery, and then honestly, bro, I thought about quitting roofing. I was like, man, I don't know how I'm gonna do it. The doctor said that I wouldn't be able to work how I was for a year. So technically, from what they said, I wouldn't work from September of 23 all the way to September of 24. Wouldn't be able to climb roofs, wouldn't be able to knock like I was. So I really thought about quitting. About 2 months into that, being bedridden and all that, my mind kind of went back to going back to my old life and going back to the easy money or whatever. And then, but I made a decision. When I decided to change my life, I made the decision I wouldn't go back to that life, no matter what.
Right.
So, you know, looking back on that, I had to remember what I started for, and no matter the adversity sat in front of me, I wasn't going to go back to that. I had those negative thoughts, those patterns that kept coming back up in my mind. But I made that decision about 2 months in when I still couldn't walk, that no, I'm going to get this roofing thing in. And then you and Taylor getting me that drone for Christmas kind of left me like, well, I can't inspect roofs, but now I have a drone. So I really have no excuses on why I can't get out there and work. But what changed my mentality then was when I got back, I couldn't knock 50 doors. Yeah. Like, I was knocking doors on crutches.
Yeah,
right?
I remember that.
Yeah. So it's like, I can't get to 50 doors. I don't have the shoulder strength. I don't have those boulder shoulders where I can go crutch around and hit 50 doors. I don't care what time of day I start.
Yeah.
It's not going to happen. So at that time, I was like, well, no matter what, I'm just going to get out there and I'm going to work. I'm not going to go off 50 doors. I'm just going to work till dark.
Yeah.
I'm going to work. I'm going to start when I can, and I was still carpooling at that time. I was using a vehicle, and then I'd have my crutches in there. I'd really cherry pick, as people call it, but I would just drive around and look for people that were outside or their garage door was up or kids playing outside, and I'd throw my crutches out and just crutch up there, you know. But that's kind of how I worked it from there, was just working till dark. So that was still the standard that I set for myself. It used to be 50 doors. Okay, well, 50 doors isn't quite it anymore, but let's just work until I can't work anymore, until I can't get an inspection. Yeah.
Dude, it was so crazy. Like, I remember you saying my rebuttal game got so good because I used to crutch up to people's doors. And it took me so long to get up here that I was like, man, I'm really trying to get this roof inspection now, you know?
Well, yeah, I mean, when you knock doors, you have the walk of shame. If you go up to a door, you talk to a homeowner, you get the objections, you rebuttal, still don't get an inspection. You have that walk of shame back where you're like, what could I have said, you know? But with the crutches, that's a whole different animal, bro. Like with the crutches, I'm crutching up to that door with like a mindset of like, I'm getting this inspection. I'm not leaving until I get it. And I'm not going to turn around on these crutches and walk back without it.
Yeah.
So when I would get there, I would just have to know, like, my rebuttals have to be ice cold. I'm not going to turn around without getting this. So my whole mindset shifted from that point.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, I've talked to guys, too, and knocking doors isn't the easiest, you know, thing to do. But it's definitely not easy on crutches.
Right.
But what that also did for me, it's kind of set the tone for 2024 because it set my my baseline for hard. You know, because it's like, it set the baseline for hard. It's like knocking doors is hard. Well, knocking doors on crutches is really hard.
Yeah.
And I was in pain.
Yeah.
And even to dive further into that, you know, I've struggled with addiction my 20s, my earlier years, and my personal drug of choice was opiates, pain medication. It hurt my back in 2009, so I struggled with addiction to opiates. Yeah. Well, breaking my hip, you know, and I'm just about a year into recovery of not doing anything, and then I break my pelvis, and then they're like all these drugs at your disposal. So
I was worried about you too. And I was like, "Fuck!" I'm like, he was doing so good, dude, and now that he broke his hip, and they're gonna give him all these pills. Yeah.
I mean, I had every excuse to go back to it.
Absolutely.
Like I said, at my disposal if I wanted it.
Yeah.
But knowing myself, I knew that was not the route I wanted to go again, because like to thine own self be true type of thing. Like I know me.
Yeah.
I was in pain, but I was like, you know what? This is nothing that a mindset and BC powder and Tylenol can't fix. I don't really have to do that. So when I left the hospital, I was like, you can write me up some naproxen or some ibuprofen type of thing. Yeah. Nothing narcotic, please, for the sake of my life. Everyone that knows me, please don't write that script to me, bro.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah, but I mean, so that was, like I was saying, that set the baseline for hard. The rest of the year, that just set the tone for the rest of the year. Yeah. I was getting out there grinding, knocking doors on crutches, still making it happen. Yeah. And then, you know, got the use of my right leg back, and then it was just kind of just took off from there.
You know, so I got a question for you, because we've trained a lot of people, man. What do you think is the difference maker between people who produce like you, or when something happens, right, like this, and some people don't respond well, right? Like when bad shit happens, they quit, right? Like, what do you think is the driver? What do you think is the X factor of why people take this and persevere versus what makes other people quit?
Well, I mean, you said it. It's the X factor. So it's like, for me, I have a stutter. Obviously, y'all notice it. Can't really talk without that coming out.
Yeah.
But for me, if you were to tell me I was going to knock doors for a living or talk to people for a living 4 years ago, 5 years ago, I'd say you're crazy.
Yeah.
So I personally don't like even being on this podcast. Like I've had to create the person who does stuff like this. I've had to intentionally step into the person that's going to go knock doors or have conversations, because if it was up to me, I'd sit in the corner of a room, not talk to anybody all day. I'm totally cool with that. But I really think that's also what has brought me a lot of success, is the fact that, you know, your success is on the other side of stuff you don't want to do. So it's like, I absolutely couldn't stand knocking doors. I used to be happy when homeowners wouldn't come to the door. I'd knock the door.
Thing.
No one come to the door. I'd be like, thank God, I don't got to talk to anybody.
And I used to drop a tab. I'd be like, not home. Like,
yeah. So I'd be happy when people didn't come to the door, because I'd rather not talk to anyone than stutter in front of them. I've had homeowners say, spit it out, man.
Yeah.
You know, and I'm like, I'm out here doing my best to spit it out, bro. Like, if you only knew how hard it was to formulate sentences sometimes, you wouldn't say that. But yeah, I mean, for me, it was my success with that was doing what I didn't want to do. For like you were saying about how some people just take to it and some don't. Yeah. I found a lot of people successful in this have been through a lot in their life. Yep. They've pushed through the adversity. You, myself, I got a lot of friends in the industry, you know, that are very successful and have come from really hard lives, man. So. A lot incarcerated, or, you know, childhood trauma, or just, you know, things that have happened in their life that they've got through. Right. And, you know, I mean, door knocking in the roofing industry, there's a lot of adversity with that too. So it's like I've told people before, there's nothing that can happen in this industry that compares to what I've been through in my life. I don't care what that homeowner tells me at the door, or cusses me out, deal that kicks, doesn't pay. It's like, dude, I just brush it off. Yeah. It's not that big of a deal. I've been through other stuff that didn't even think I'd live. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, if I just like look at the two, like, and compare and contrast, it's like, okay, all this stuff's really easy, and it's a blessing, and I make good money. So it's like, yeah, it's all a win.
Yeah, dude. Yeah. I love that, dude. I think, like, everything that has happened to us in the past, bro, like moving up to where we're at today, I'm like, dude, we're not saving babies, man. Like, you know, like I could have died. I'm on borrowed time, you know? Exactly. I should be incarcerated, or I should be dead. And every day here is just a blessing, you know, and there's no bad that can really happen now. Yeah. I know, I'm with that. I know a lot of people, man, when they see 3.4 million a year, right, they go, how did this guy fucking do that? You know, I mean, people, you know, normally they put up 1.5. I've seen people do 2. You know, that's pretty, I mean, for high producers, but 3.4 is something different, right? Yeah. I mean, I guess the main question people are going to have on this podcast is, how did you do it?
Man, I'd say it really, and, you know, it comes down to the fact that I am a recovering addict. Yeah. All right. So I have an addictive personality. Yeah. All right. So I'm either constructive or I'm destructive. There's no in between. Yeah. It's like my brain works 2 ways. It's either down or up. All right. So it's like I just put that same mentality of that, you know, got to get one more, can't have enough, keep going after it. I don't care what this costs me. Yeah. Sacrifice everything. Yeah. Go for it. Don't care if I die in the process. That type of mindset is, I've used it to my advantage. Yeah. Like, you know, and looking back on my life, I've always had that mentality, man. It's like when I was a kid, we'd buy that bubble gum that's in like packages where it looked like dip, like things called Big League Chew. Yeah. Well, my mom would turn around in the car, and my brother would have his gum he's chewing, and she'd turn around and look at me, and the whole pack would be gone. It'd be in my mouth because I just had that mentality. I can't get enough, you know. So I think I just have that mindset, and I've just learned how to switch it and put it towards something positive in my life. Yeah. And then honestly, too, man, I'd say a lot of it has to do with personal development. What you do outside of work transitions into your success at work. And granted, for me and the way that I work, it's hard to differentiate the two. Because my work-life balance, I wouldn't say there's much of a balance. You know what I mean?
There is no balance.
Right. Yeah. There really is none. Like, you know what I'm saying? There's not for me, man.
It's a lifestyle.
Yeah, man. It's a lifestyle, and it's, you know, it's not even a a 9 to 5. It's a 5 to 9, especially with producing that much. It's a 5 a.m. till 9 p.m. or later.
Yeah.
That's just what it is.
Did this homeowner just text me at 11 o'clock at night?
Yeah. I've had them at 1 a.m. I'm like, why are you still up? You know what I'm saying?
Ding,
yeah.
ding. Your girl's like, who the fuck is that?
Yeah.
It's like, oh, it's Miss Smith.
Yeah. Miss Smith, yeah. But I would say that, that 3.4, I just couldn't get enough. I had a lot to prove to myself. Not only because the mistakes I made in my childhood, my 20s, stuff like that, that I wanted to prove that I could get out there and really accomplish some great things. But also, man, that 3 months of being bedridden with the crushed pelvis and really with those thoughts ruminating in my mind of like, I don't want to roof anymore. How am I going to roof? I'm going to go back to this. It's like, no, dude, I had something to prove to myself that not only am I capable, but I'm just going to smoke everybody and I'm just going to run it up and really prove some stuff to everyone and myself. Mostly myself, though.
Yeah. What advice would you give to guys that are just now getting into the industry and want to kind of follow in your footsteps?
Okay, so first you got to go have a hard child life.
Go pick up a drug addiction. No, don't do that.
Go get incarcerated.
This is a joke.
Yeah. Go get a crippling drug addiction. Go have your parents pass away at a young age. Go have a girlfriend die. Go have all this stuff happen. It's gonna form you into this roofer. No, but seriously, I mean, I would say structure and holding yourself accountable, having a schedule.
Most guys don't know how to set a schedule in this.
Right. I mean, because people have always had bosses that tell you show up here and you go home here and this is when your lunch break is. Yep. But it's like that's what you are to yourself, and a lot of people can't even do that for themselves. But I'd say first they need to set some goals on what they want to accomplish, and then they need to break those goals down to what it's going to take to accomplish those goals, and then create a schedule that aligns with all of that.
Yep.
Like, you know what I'm saying?
100%.
So that's what I did. It started off with the 50 doors type of thing, or then it started with work until dark, or then it started, I want to produce this much a month. I want to produce this many millions in a year, So that's how I really, that's what I would tell somebody. And then just, at first you're going to have to just really grind. You're going to grind the whole time, but at first you're going to have to put your head down and just not even see the results at first and just be used to not seeing any results and putting that work in and still staying consistent.
Yep. It's the same thing like the gym, right? It's like you're not going to get the results that same day.
No.
You have to fall in love with the process. It's the same thing with door knocking.
Yep.
It's like you got to just knock all fucking day.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the best advice I tell people, right? I'm like, go in, get in as many interactions as possible.
Yeah.
Go from 8 in the morning to 8 at night or till dark, right? And just go knock a fucking bunch of doors and get into a bunch of interactions and then come back with questions, right? Because there's not going to be somebody all the time being able to stand over you and listen to every pitch that you do, right? But you got to write down what the rebuttals were, what you said, what you think you could have did better, have some self-awareness and things like that.
Right.
But it's funny that you bring up time management because a lot of guys, I tell people, right, I'm like, the blessing is that you get to create your own schedule.
Yeah.
The curse is you get to create your own schedule, because a lot of people, even if you give them the time, they don't know what to do with it because their whole life has been structured. I think that starts really in the school system, right? It's like, hey, you got to wake up. You got to get on the bus at 7:30 and everything is scheduled for you almost to the time you're 18 years old, right? Someone's telling you what to do with your time. And then when people become adults, they don't know what to do with it. But someone knows what to do with it, right? There's a boss out there that's like, hey, I'll hire you, right? Come clock in at 9 o'clock, right? And you can leave at 5 o'clock, and this is what you're going to do from 9 to 5. And they never really have that skill set of what to do with their time. And I talk about that all the time about the last airbender. I'm like, you need to be a time bender because we all get 24 hours in a day. It's just what you're going to do with those 24 hours that truly matters, right? Elon Musk has been shattering the rim on us. Yeah. You know what I mean? Dude's, he's taking his time and doing some warlock stuff with his. But it's very important for new guys when they get into here is learning what to do with their time. Can you elaborate a little bit on that? Because I tell people be a time bender, right? And they don't know what that means. But what does that mean to you? When you first got into this, or let's fast forward a little bit, right? Let's go after your car accident, you know what I mean? Or your bike accident, you're injured. How did you structure your day?
Oh, let me go back. So at that point, I lost my pipeline. I was back at square one.
Yeah.
I think I had one deal in appraisal.
Yep.
So I didn't have anything. So it's with sales, you're only going to make money prospecting, presenting, closing with with roofing, it's going to be prospecting at that point, and your prospecting is door knocking.
Yep.
All right. So I devoted most of my time to door knocking and follow ups.
Yeah.
So at that point, pretty much all my time was getting out there, having conversations, knocking doors, and then following up with those homeowners until I built some type of pipeline. I mean, you got some homeowners that you're working with, and you can work the referrals and stuff like that. But at that point, most of my time was just grinding, knocking doors, or crutching doors. Like, you know what I'm saying? So, I mean, that's basically all I did at that time. And then, granted, you get to your million, your second million, third million. It's a different type of schedule.
Talk to me about that, right? So you run a mill, right? I know, I mean, a lot of people have run a mill. But what's the different skill set that you need from $1 million to $2 million?
Yep. So $1 million, I was focused on the whole prospecting thing. I was just focused on really knocking doors, filing claims, signing contracts, and then I'd be right back to prospecting, knocking more doors. About $1 million in, I was like, I really need to be focusing on my referrals. I really need to be focusing on the relationships that I've already built.
Yeah.
I really need to farm these areas here that I have business in.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, I know you preached it since I've been in here, but I had to just learn by trial and error. Like, okay, what can I switch up here to where I get multiple roofs off of one roof?
Yep.
And that's still my game plan to this day. If I get one roof, I'm getting 4.
Yep.
I don't care if I get one inspection, I'm getting 4 more off that one.
Yep.
So it's just learning how to multiply what you currently have to find your success. At first, it was just I was so short. My vision was so short-sighted.
Yeah.
Hard to say with a stutter. Short-sighted. It was so short-sighted that I'd look at this as just this deal here. And then now it's like, okay, I look at this here, future business with this homeowner. I've done homeowners, I've done their roof multiple times.
Yep.
Their family members, their friends, their neighbors. And that's the difference between that 1 million, that 2 million, that 3 million. And then also...
before you keep going,
Yeah.
right? Because the next question I'm sure the listeners have is, how do you get referrals, right? Because like we get that question all the time, right? Like, how did you get 3 referrals? I haven't gotten a referral from a homeowner yet. Like, what do you think is the key to that?
Service.
Service.
Yeah. Service. Showing them that you understand, that you care about them.
Yeah.
Like I said, it's a 5 to 9. I'm talking homeowners all day. I'm quick with my response time. Like, whether they need me to come out or they have an issue,
Yep.
I'm the face of that project, so I'm going to be there throughout every step.
Yeah.
I've seen, and I've even made that mistake myself, of somebody signs a contract and they feel like that deal's done right there, where they knock the door, file the claim, get the roof bought, sign the contract, and they're like, okay, cool, I'm going to pass this on and just, I did my part, right?
Yeah.
Well, the way I look at it is that's actually when the work starts.
Yeah.
That's when that relationship's built. That's when the service comes into play, and that's how you're going to get multiple roofs off of one roof. And my whole goal is to get multiple roofs off of one roof and get a good review and just get my name out there. Yeah.
Or you could go knock more doors.
Or you could go, yeah.
But elaborate on service. Like, talk to me in detail, man. What does service mean to you?
I mean, it just depends on what the homeowner wants.
Yeah.
So it's like I listen to them. So they'll tell you what they want out of their project, whether it be some Japanese maple tree they really love, or they have a dog or something like that you bring toys for. Maybe they're a fan of cigars or whiskey or something like that. You bring that. I brought homeowners a bottle of I can't remember what it was called. I don't drink, obviously, but it was from Utah.
Yeah.
I saw they were a whiskey connoisseur, and so I was up there getting out that award, and then just bought him that, brought it back to him.
Yeah.
So that's the service, and also being at your installs. If they care about that plant in the front of their yard, that's your focal point. It's not even necessarily the shingles or the ventilation. A lot of homeowners, they don't really care about that roof and the ventilation, stuff like that. They care about whatever they care about, and I've had times where it was their plants. That was their biggest concern, was their plants. So
The
just
plants, the
them.
dogs, the kids,
Yeah.
that relationship, and building a tailor-made solution to whatever it is that they need, right? Like sometimes they need to let the dogs out in the backyard or take the dogs for a walk, right? You being considerate of that, going, hey, I know you have to walk these dogs, and staying ahead of it, right? Because we always talk about, if the homeowner asks a question, you lost, right?
Yep.
Like, you know what I mean? You want to stay ahead of the questions, So if you see the dogs, you're like, hey, I know you're going to need to take them out once or twice today. Like, just let me know what times you want to take them, and I'll make sure that these guys clean away for you so you can walk the dog, not step on a nail, things like that. Like, that's how you go above and beyond for your homeowners. I don't think a lot of guys are even taught that in roofing. They just get taught, like, how to knock a door, like, how to walk somebody through the claim process.
If that.
Yeah, if that.
If that. They'd be lucky if they learn that.
Yep. And so I think that's something that we pride ourselves on here at Miller Storm, right? Is like, because not only are we teaching guys like how to rebuttal and how to be successful as far as like that process, but how to create that 5-star experience for homeowners. Can you elaborate a little bit about how Miller Storm kind of takes the person that walks in the door and turns them into, because we have a few $1 million producers,
right?
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And how we're developing these guys and showing these guys the true way, like week over week.
I mean, I think it just comes down to exactly what we just talked about. When you're asking me these questions, I tell them how to get their referrals, how to get to 1 million, how to get to 2 million, how to get to 3 million.
Yeah.
So it's basically, it's good to be able to have somebody to ask, so like that they can ask me, hey man, what would you do in this situation, or how did you do that, or how would you do this, or how do you get your roofs into multiple roofs, or how would you schedule your day?
Yeah.
So I mean, there's that, and then there's
having people that did it.
Yeah, that did it.
We've done it.
Yeah. Right. Yeah. So it's like that right there is just crucial. And then also, I mean, there's trainings 3 times a week.
Yep.
And like, you know, so I'd say that's a game changer, you know. And then we have all types of access to other trainings, like online, you know. So
yeah, we got the Adam Bensman, John Cenac, Deshaun Bryant. We do our own in-house trainings. Like, there's like 7 to 9 trainings a week, you know. And then they have the mentorship too, right? They have the mentorship from me, from you, from some of the other leaders here as well that are on the up and up, coming up in the game. Which I think is just a huge resource, because, you know, I also know guys in the industry, right, that have never even been in roofing and have roofing companies, you know, and they have questions, and you're like, you know, I don't think, I don't know. What are your thoughts on that, man? Do you think somebody who hasn't been in roofing could be a leader in roofing?
Oh, man, I see it. I don't know how that company's structured, but it looks profitable. And, you know, I mean, shout out to them. I really don't have too much of an opinion on it, because I've never really, like, ventured into that or seen how those companies are ran or anything like that. But if they're being successful and they're giving the homeowners value during the whole thing and they're setting them up for success, and all the power to them.
Yeah, 100%. So let's rewind. Let's go back to, so you said from 1 to 2, right? That's really being able to get the referrals. What's the key from 2 to 3? 2 to 3. How does that change?
That's like almost a mindset shift too, because it's like, I mean, it's still going to be the same, getting the referrals, getting the multiple roofs off of one roof. But I will say at above 2 million, your workload is just crazy.
Yeah.
So it's almost like you almost just don't want to put more in your pipeline, or that's how I felt. Like, I'd file a claim, like, okay, well, add one more to it, so that's just more stress, you know. But it's like it was just like a persistent thing. Like, I'm just gonna do that, no matter what my last paycheck looked like or what my next paycheck is gonna look like. I didn't pay attention to any of that. It was just almost that mentality of getting more type of thing, and then still being able to provide that service. I would say at that amount right there, my door knocking was strictly around appointments. So it's like to get more business other than referrals would be door knocks, but I would only door knock my installs, my adjuster appointments, and my work orders. Yeah. That's all I had time for.
Yeah.
And if I had some more time at the end of the day, I'd go out with the guys and hit as much as I could. But it's really just trying to structure your prospecting part, so you're door knocking around your other appointments, because your whole day is just full. Yeah, 100%. From 5 till probably 9, or at least 7:30, and then you're still out in the field till 9.
Yeah. So cool. I got another question. So, what keeps you going now? Right, you did 3.4 million, right? Like, you know, and then like, what's the drivers now?
Man, honestly, it's seeing other people's lives change, you know, giving back, because you can only keep what you have by giving it away. Yeah. So it's like seeing other people's success, seeing guys that come in here, and then seeing where they're at now. That's what keeps me going, man. Yeah. And it's also learning new skill sets too. So it's like getting the sell side, run up the sell side's cool, but the development of others is a whole nother skill set, which is fun. It's something new. It's cool. It's cool to see. It's more rewarding too, because it's like, how many lives did I change by 3.4? I mean, I set a standard. I showed some guys what's possible. I made some good money, proved a lot to myself. But now it's like, well, it's time to give back and show other people what they can do, what they're capable of, and just being there for them. So
Absolutely.
I'd say that's what it mainly is right now.
That's worth more than money to me, man. Like, I remember when Mike came in, you know, and who he was, and then like we go on like this boat party, and he's got like gold chains on and Gucci glasses, and he's got like a cute girl with him, and his whole vibe is different. I'm like, man, when you came in, dude, it was different. Now you look like a rapper.
That's awesome. Yeah.
You know, but his confidence is different, right? Yep. And he's really grateful for the opportunity that we were able to provide for him, man. And his whole life has changed. I mean, it's just cool to see when people are like, man, I never thought I would have the life that I have today, or have the amount of money in my account today. That's probably more rewarding than millions of dollars, dude, is watching other people make it. You know, that's what keeps me going day over day, too. Cool. What are some things that you look for in somebody that you think is going to be good in roofing?
Ooh, well, I mean, they have to be able to handle adversity. They got to have the X factor as far as I'm different as that. I don't really like to talk to people, like, innately. That's who I am as a person.
Yeah.
I am totally an introvert. I'm cool with that. But
introverts can make it too.
Yeah. But the people that come in and can automatically talk to people, that's gold. That's gold, man. Because I literally had to step out of who I am to create that person where I go talk to people. Yeah. And by the end of the day, I'm exhausted from it because it's totally more work than someone that can just go talk to people, and that just feels right. Yeah. It doesn't feel right for me. But I look for people that are self-confident, that go to the gym, can go talk to people. Yeah. Their personal life is on point. Yeah. You know, their work ethic has to be there. They got to be hungry. Yeah. Like with Mike. Mike came in. He I could tell he was shy. I'm a naturally shy guy. He's a more shy guy, but his work ethic was there, and he was hungry. Yeah. And really, you can beat anybody, or you can really be successful in this with being hungry, constantly being hungry, waking up hungry, because you can't teach that, and then the work ethic that goes behind that. That's really all that you need. You have all the other stuff, then I mean that's great. But you
work
really
on your looks too.
Yeah.
I would say like looks are like 70-80% of this, man. Get a haircut, go to the gym, get your confidence up, right? Read some books, get a little bit more educated and articulate about what you're saying, you know, and then of course the hunger, the work ethic, things like that make it the full package, you know?
And it's always best when someone comes in with it when they have their back against a wall too. I've seen. It's like if somebody has like a plan B, or they're like, I'm just going to see if this roofing thing is going to work. Usually it doesn't work out for them because they have something else in mind that they can go to. It's like, we use the term here, like you got to burn the ships. Yep. Like there's no plan B. Plan B distracts from plan A. So it's like, what was the game changer for me was 23. I looked at it like you asked me about if I thought I'd be the top dog when I came into this. 23, not really. I was looking at a means to an end. You know, I was just looking at like, I'm going to sell some roofs, make a couple grand, work when I can. Who knows what I'm going to do in the future type of thing. But I didn't really look at it long term. When I got in that wreck is when my mindset shifted to, no, I'm about to run this up. This is it. I'm going to prove to myself and my mind in the past 2 months of all these negative, self-destructive thoughts that I'm putting it all in here. Yeah. This is it. Yeah. All right. So I'd say someone that comes into the company with that same mindset, as far as this is it, I don't have any other options. Like they're going to succeed. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. I think that's why people with a background kind of work in this too, because I was trying to get jobs left and right and I couldn't find one. Everyone was like, nope, sorry. Nope, sorry. Nope, sorry. So when someone was like, hey, I'll hire you, I was like, really? Yeah. And I'm like, I'm not even hireable. I have these tattoos. I've got a background. Are you sure? And they're like, yeah, no. And I'm like, oh my God, I just got in the door with a roofing company. I have no idea what's going on, but I'm about to figure this out, you know? Yeah. And I agree with you, man. Plan B distracts from plan A. And if you get into this and you treat it like a college, because a lot of people, man, they'll pay $80,000 a year to go to college. And I'm like, and they give you a textbook and you read the book and then you come in and you take the test. And I'm like, if you just treated this the same way. You took the training manuals, you took what we taught you, you read the personal development books, the sales books, things like that. You're constantly developing, which is you studying, and then you go out and directly apply that every day. In 4 years, I'm thinking look what you've done in 2.5, 3 years.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I mean, if you don't mind me saying this, and we can edit this out, but I'm sure you've cleared past $650,000, $700,000 since the time you've been in roofing.
Yeah, well over that.
Well over that.
I'd say, yeah, I mean, with this year included, over $1 million.
Yeah,
yeah.
$1 million.
Yeah,
like
sure.
in 2.5 years. Like, dude, I don't think people even see that in a lifetime. You know what I mean? And I'm like, if you just develop this skill and you jump into this, like, it can completely change the trajectory of your life.
Yeah.
But you got to be committed. You know, plan B distracts from plan A, burn the ships, like, and grind, right? Because this isn't for people who want to work 40 hours a week. Like,
No, I mean, you can, and I think one of the misconceptions I had getting in this was, you actually can, because I had those programs. I had with the state of Texas, so I did work my own schedule,
right?
And I made it work. You know, I was on track to do $1 million my first year, type of thing, before that wreck. But so I kind of did create my own schedule. But when you really grind and get out there every day and do it like how I'm talking about, your schedule's created for you at a certain point.
Yep.
You're working around insurance appointments and homeowners.
Yep.
That's it. And emergency fires. All right. So it's like your whole day is created for you. Like, you'll have things on your calendar every single day of the week. I mean, last year, dude, I had 13 days off all year with holidays, awards, conferences, 13 days off all 2024.
Yeah.
So it's like, you know, some of that was intentional, you know, like I just wanted to grind and really show myself what I was capable of. But a lot of the time I couldn't take off. Right. I had appointments and I had installs and I had everything else going on with inside the industry that I couldn't take a day off even if I wanted to. Or even if you try to take a day off, something's going to come up where you're still going to work.
Yep.
All right.
Yep.
Yeah.
So do you really want to run 3.4 million? Because that's what it really takes, man. You got to keep your head down. You got to keep grounding. Dude, I'm super proud of you, man. I mean, when we met 10 years ago, who would have thought we would be here today, man, where we're at, scaling a company, growing together, winning together, man. It's been a really cool journey, dude, just watching you grow, develop. I've seen you overcome plenty of adversity, which I spared y'all a lot of. We just touched the surface on some of that stuff. And you've seen that with me too, right? Yeah. And it's really cool to have developed and changed our lives and gotten to where we are today. And so it's just super exciting, man. And I'm really proud to call you one of my friends and one of my partners, dude. It's been a really cool experience, dude. Thank you for jumping on the podcast, dude, because I know a lot of people wanted to hear from you. They wanted to hear your perspective on, you know, what it takes to be successful in the roofing industry. I think you dropped a lot of game on people. Now, I always say, right, we don't have an education issue. We have an application issue. So you have the education. You know what it takes. Thank you for coming up on the Hard Knocks podcast. I appreciate you, big dog.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, let's get it. Stay tuned to the next episode on the Hard Knocks podcast, guys. Thank you for tuning in. Click like, subscribe to the channel. We look forward to the next episode. Let's get it.